I'm now going to cover the topic of how to do a terrestrial scan for channels on the Edision Argos VIP2. So we have in front of it here a satellite box which we have got pre-programmed, or the satellite channels have been added onto this channel, and we've connected in an aerial on the back. So you can just see the aerial is connected in here. Okay, and it's marked RF in, so that should be, the cable should be coming directly, terminating with a coax connector, and it should be feeding directly off of an aerial, a UHF aerial on your roof. Okay, so what we want to do here now is we simply come along and we press the menu button, and we bring up here, we want to scroll over as far as the installation menu. So I'll just show you on the screen. Installation menu is displayed here, and we come down then as far as terrestrial installation, and we simply press OK at that point. And we have two choices here basically. We do a manual installation or an automatic one. So I'll just do the manual one first. Just say we came along and we knew our particular transponder here, that it was up in the UHFs, and you know the frequency of it was whatever. We can simply come along here and we can simply press, I think 302 corresponds to channel 21 in the UHF band. We simply come along and we press the red button, which corresponds to scan on the screen. So we come along, we just press red, and we do a scan, and the scan's finished, but it's picked up nothing. And it's picked up nothing because nothing is being broadcast on that particular frequency. So a more common way of putting in the Irish channels would be to simply select the auto installation. So we come along and we press OK on auto installation, come in, and now it automatically goes into a scan. So what it's going to do here is it's going to work from the very bottom of the VHF band to the very top of the UHF band. So you can see here it's going through the various, so it started off at 1, so there's 88 possible different frequencies, and estimating the time on this is about 2 minutes. So so it's telling us so far we found no TV list, and we found TV list, no channels, and radio 0, and the number of repeats. It is possible to say with so many transmitters that you'll actually be having the signals coming in from a number of different transmitters, and what it'll do then is it'll probably try to figure out which is the strongest signal. But currently anyway, it has picked up from any, so there's no possibility of a repeat. So we just walk straight through, and the signal strength has been given here. So it's picking up a signal, a very weak one here, but it's sort of background noise because the quality signal is 0, so it's not picking up something that's a recognizable DTT signal. Okay, so we work through anyway, and in general, we'd say for most of the transmitters that we use in Ireland, it'll be up in the 60s before we get it. So we had a very weak transmitter thing there, but it wasn't strong enough to pull in the signal. That's why it jumped to 29%, and we continue on. And now we're at 57, so instantaneously it pulls in 7 television channels and 10 radio stations. Okay, so we have RT1 just got off screen, but TV3, TG Qatar, RT News, 3E, and RTNL, which is a test transmission, and that's simply it finished. Okay, and save modifications before you quit, and you bet we do. Okay, so we come along here and we save it, and if we come down now to the very end of the list, we'll see the Irish channels have been added in there. So the wonderful thing about this box is that these channels have now been added in almost as if they're, you know, when you're flicking from satellite to aerial, in terms of picture quality and how you move through, it's exactly one and the same thing. So it's very, very good from that perspective. But you can see there anyway, the DTT channels, it's very, very simple to program it up, only a couple of minutes, even if you know nothing. Now the reason that we don't put on, we put on the satellite channels for people on the pre-programmed boxes, but not the Irish channels, and it simply is because we don't know what transmitter you're going to be using. So, you know, it's no good for me in County Laois to program it up for somebody in Donegal, because obviously you won't be able to pick up from our local transmitter. So, you know, that's why we leave it off. But as you can see, it's a fairly simple process. So beginning to end, how to do a digital terrestrial auto scan on a Edision Argos VIP2 box.